going to be left on the ground. They have to have two defenders, one cutting in, one cutting out. The comms are coming up as well, because you did have long socks that leapt up to try and take control and get that defensive effort, but instead their teammate came around. So job well done navigating, but they get a bump. This one works out.
Any way that you can, whether it's drawn up or not. That's in the box. Miller did a great job to clean it up. I'll transition quickly towards this offensive side. Blue sees some open space. Will challenge that. Finishes the dunk. Monkey Man, we've seen that a time or two in our lifetimes.
Its foot and clutched that four-leaf clover from Miller with a shot. Big save. It took two to keep that.
Yeah, it did. And that's going to mean double commit. Never get to see on your defensive side. That's going to bounce out. Can Blue get back to it? He's got plenty of boost. But not the angle, though. I thought that one was a little bit wide, but Chippy able to find it here. Indiana Tech back on top with 1:09 left.
Ando sniffing this post. I think he ends up on the inside wall. He thought there was no other way that he'd be able to get much more to a kind of a third man standard. Can they continue to elevate the speed at which they do some of that? But Steve, it's been Steve, and then Sluggish comes out, comes at you by surprise.
Opal gets carried that one all the way in, and Logan will punch it in, cleaning up the loose change. And
it's such a strong meta taking on his game as well.
Wow. Oh, Babu doesn't really have that much. Remember, you just burned the flash, so Marshall's going to try and body block him right now. Fisher are trying to swing their weight around. They have the early game. They have the DPS with the ADs, and they're going to swing it as hard as they can. Shut down over the radar, their first of the game. But this Dragon is going to go down in time. That's going to be a jump in. No smite to be able to rend it away, so Fisher are going to pay that price yet again. Lamort is going to go down. Marshall running interference and still able to stay alive. HTK with a knock up into the fall through onto the Fed Viscera, and Viscera goes down. Fanshawe Fuel burning here in game number 1 as they are screaming past at 80 miles an hour. Yet another as it's a 3-for-1. And Fanshawe Fuel are trying to rule this rift. Panther and Sword Blue trying to turn it around, and they will find Blue's life. And Panther realizing that, hey, I can take them all down. And just as I was praising, oh no, and you're walking straight into a Morgana. I don't know if you like this. Into a Scion as well. Why would you do this? Why, oh why would you do this to yourselves?
That's so brutal. That ward that Fanshawe managed to sneak down early was huge, and they counted too. Panther
it was pinged out though. It was pinged out, Panther. You're not gonna like this one. Another binding as it's all over the earth. Now we're watching this kind of sit-down play as Panther yet again joins in on this mid lane, but we hear the call, but really our eyes are down on the bot side. Sword Blue yet again brings the damage, but I don't know if you really want to dive in. Viscera dives in anyways and says your death will not be in vain, and sometimes Zan says yes it will. Zan and Marshall, go ahead. That objective might be called, as that's going to be a huge unstoppable force roaming straight into the mid lane. The train is here. Double knock up in, and maybe the team fight breaks out here. Another group on top, and that is going to be a shutdown going the way of Zan, but now the rebuttal comes in, but the damage is here as that's the demonic ascension forcing the rest of Fisher out, and this is Fisher gone. Minute-and-a-half bait that you've ever seen in your life has yielded not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 objectives of Fanshawe Fuel as they take 3 towers, an inhibitor, and a kill to boot. Make it to Viscera is looking like a menace, running for their timers are not short enough, and it is gonna be this game. True Shot Barrage downtown though is able to land, and maybe the miracle comes in Zan. Zan is 6-6 and 7, and maybe the deaths have been a little bit unwanted, but they are here. Fanshawe Fuel say you might have taken everything, but you will not take that game over screen just yet. Panther last one alive, and they are soon dead as it's an yet again. Sword Blue is an absolute ace, but the Lance Reston buys a little bit more time. HTK is alive right now. But look at Viscera, look at the shred, look at the damage. It's GG. Double the kills, double the fun. Fisher take it with 2 games.
Off of those Maestro cameras, but in lieu of that, they're forced to take mid-floor, and they're already running directly into Nova with an opening pick for Moth.
That is difficult, not only because you get your main off that you essentially just got off 8 alone. Out of drone, knew exactly where he is, but because he didn't wait for his team, allows for Moth to get a triple. The problem that we've talked about built up from the last map has lingered on so much that Moth is taking capital off.
as well as Nova. They know exactly where the need to come from and already have the bodies stacked up and Nova, but it's not going to matter. They hold the ground. Kills to reposition into that hallway as well. Killed for Social, evening it back out. But Moth on for a quad kill. He could get an ace here as Social looking to close it out, but it's an ace from Moth as Nova face stuff the attacking team and shut them out of this map. Already a timeout requested. Killed now as Moth gets rezzed back up to very low HP, just 20 health for himself. Nova are forced to scramble, and at a minute left, they need to band together, find a place to drop, find maybe a kill back, because that's what they're looking for instead. Instead of going for broke, they still press their advantage, still work that vertical, and it works out perfectly for them as they now are at series point 2-1 versus Radford, as well as Plant is going down. Cover from above from Moth. Usually I'd want to put a DMR not on the vertical hold, but it works out. Moth finds a great pick and closes out this series 2-1 for Nova East.
I mean, Icy held on for so
That's
long
a
to get that.
really bold spot to be playing in with the op too.
Yeah, you wanted to get that third round operator. Not even a shot fired, I don't think, before being taken out. It's a trade though, right? Puffin's gonna get rid of Santi over at A main, but all of this space lost at the A link is not gonna do them any favors, right? These power weapons, it was a judge and an operator. It's not nothing coming from it.
What a peek from Payne. I mean, expecting on the bonus that there would be some sort of shotgun shenanigans. Correct, though. Nice swing, too. Good for 3, and that might just save Converse in this round.
It may have. The silver lining is that Payne is by the, like there's no one here on the B site. Payne may not know that, but they're gonna take the chance, they're gonna take the risk. And I think maybe even by knowing that no one tried to fight them here, realizes that. You're gonna keep an eye all on this middle link going into B. Meanwhile, Converse Purple is all on the flank. A couple of stars gonna go up, try to protect them from over in this direction. This is gonna be a re-pivot, a re-adjustment. Try and play in your favors and try to play for that timer. And Puffin's at 13 HP plausible. One shot's all it's gonna take. They're gonna be the first one to make contact. Is anything bad happens here? Oh! Didn't miss a beat!
Look, they're gonna push for Icy yet again. Icy thinking about it this time. The Armageddon trying to clear them out. Oh no, didn't have the op out, was instead going for the pistol. 3v3. Grek holding the right angle. Nice shot too. Keep Converse in chances.
Oh, a 1v1. Grek versus Ostino. And Grek finally going to turn the tides and stop
here. Try to make sure they can move this a little bit more and try to get as many points as they can. But 3 ultimates for Fisher, they should be able to overwhelm, and by he can.
Yeah, kind of left themselves vulnerable on that side after the early
2 for
investment.
Grapes?
Grapes gets another one. Hydra just runs back into the spawn. There were 2 people chasing Hydra back into this fight before they re-engage. This is also building up time. Oh, for Heekin to get in position. Soundbarrier comes in to match the Rampage. It does still pick up 3. Moving on to the point. Cosmic has a blade out, but only about half health. Dancing around. Heekin's able to get away, but Ginger Refill chains out Iron for another kill in the back. Cosmic comes in to finish off that pick onto Heekin. Kitsune rushing out, invested. I believe this is just a 2v3 left on this point. No, it is a 3v3. There comes reinforcements for Fisher. Hydron showing back up all at once. And everything, I suppose. Little trade up. Ginger goes down. This defense isn't going to last long. That is a 1 health Nodi in the corner. Actually got the Mega and gets the kill. Okay. You get a 2-for-1 trade at the end. I'm sorry, Nodi. I was not familiar with your game. That was impressive. Not proving a factor whatsoever here. And USC looking very coordinated once they've gotten control of this point. Well, that's going to be Blade coming out as air dashes through. Delaware was all just caught in that tiny Mega room.
So Lethal coming into the next Annihilation probably is their way to steal this bot back.
They tried to come in from behind. Oh! Checkpoint and a drill dash through Young. Is that a sound barrier cancel?
Yes,
yeah, that was a drill Jax. Oh, my favorite kind of Jax.
That's a rare one. We don't ever get to see that. That is huge on... so Lethal coming into the next Annihilation probably is their way to steal this bot back.
They tried to come in from behind.
Oh!
Checkpoint and a drill dash through Young. Is that a sound barrier
That's-
cancel?
Yes,
yeah, that was a drill jacks. Oh, my favorite kind of jacks.
That's a rare one. We don't ever get to see that. That is